Thank you so much for having us. The group has really been looking forward to this. I'm just going to give you a little bit of information about what we do in our specific program at the VA to kind of give you an idea, and in case you come across a veteran that you think could benefit from our services, feel free to, you know, contact me, or you have RBN, a good contact in here, so she will be a good person too for information. I'm a social worker at the PRC, and that's the Psychosocial Rehabilitation and Recovery Center. What we do there, our main focus is to help veterans get back into the community, and we provide a variety of services, but mostly is psychoeducational groups. We also do a lot of individual support, and I think one of the main things that I personally like about this program is that they receive support from each other. It's what we call peer support. And each other helps them, each one of them help each other. They, if one of them is feeling down and the other one has gone through an experience similar, they go ahead and provide that support. I'm going to pass along to Sheldon in a minute to tell you specifically about this project that we've been working on for a couple of years now. And this is our second narrative that we have put together. But before I do that, let me introduce you to our program director, Rachel Brick, who's here. Maybe she will read this.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Sheldon, you want to go ahead and tell them a little bit and then introduce everybody?
Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting us. This is a little step out of our comfort zone here, I think, because this is the first time we have done anything that wasn't affiliated with organizations or the hospital, so this is great for us to be able to do this here for you. This all started because 3 years ago we did a celebration for Mental Health Awareness Month, which is in May, and at the PRRC we had 3 people share their recovery stories. And I was looking around the room, and there were 35 to 40 people there, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could find a vehicle for more people to have the opportunity to share. So this is what we came up with. Actually, we did one drama or narrative, and that went well. We performed at USF for nursing students at the hospital. And this time we decided to do something a little different that would delve into the negative, positive voices that can control us. So with that, I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves, starting with Frankie.
Hello. My name is Frankie Torres. I served in the Army for 19.5 years. I'm a Middle Eastern veteran. I've been to both Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as the Balkans and some places in South America. Ever since I've been in PRC, I got involved with drumming, which is my outlet when I'm upset or don't feel right. I go in a little room, they got the music room, and start banging on the drums. Been doing it for about a year and a couple of months, and I'm glad to be here.
Hi everybody, my name is Christopher Martin, United States Marine Corps. I'm an Iraqi veteran, and just happy to be here with you guys today. And this is my family. I'm always happy to be around my family, so hope you guys enjoy what we have for you today.
My name is Kenny, and I'm a field artillery soldier, and I'm glad to be here, and I hope y'all enjoy what we do.
My name's David. I'm a Navy veteran. I did 9 years in the Navy. I did serve during OIF, but I was never really out there. But I started the PRRC program in February 2011, and it's been a big change in my life. And I hope y'all enjoy our show.
My name is Joe Emery. I'm actually a retired reservist. I have 3 tours of combat, and I just recently moved back from California to Florida. Terry Moore, Air Force, 8 years. I didn't serve out in the battlefield. I stayed in a nice, cold building at NSA. And these people right here have kept me alive. When I need somebody to talk to, all I have to do is come and see these people. They've had a smile and a handshake for me every day. And I even had somebody here that knew how to make a turkey sandwich. Thank you. She knew that I needed mayonnaise.
I'm Don Conway, served in the Navy 9.5 years, Persian Gulf War vet, and I'm glad to be here.
My name is Barbie Ann Fournier. As everybody probably knows, I went into the military in 1966. I left in 1983, but I did have periods of broken service.
My name is Kim Sowers. I'm an Army vet. Did 6 years in the Army. Went to Germany twice. When I started PRC, I was at my lowest point. I couldn't go anywhere but up. And I started, Rachel knows me and Sandra knows me, and I was at my worst. And 4 years ago, I wouldn't be up here sitting. I would look at it, oh, yeah, out of your mind. You think I'm going to sit up here and talk to a group of people. But like these guys are saying, these are my family. And PRC is a lifesaver for me.
My name is Claudia. I was in the United States Marine Corps during Vietnam, but not in Vietnam. I am president of the Consumer Council at PRC, and I hope you enjoy our program.
I failed to mention that I'm not staff, I'm one of these guys. I'm a participant in U.S. Army, 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Act 1, hopelessness. Hopelessness.
I appreciate your service. I celebrate your sacrifice. Words that make me feel better about the long, hot days and cold, lonely nights. I ask myself, was it worth it all? To lay everything I had on the line. My blood, sweat, and tears seem so small compared to the battle scars that pierced my mind. Would I do it again, they ask. A question that puzzles me still. To give up all yourself, your body, your heart, your will. Would I do it again, they ask. A question they really ask themselves. Could they survive the pain enough to answer that question from someone else?
We are hopeless, and we will go to the depths of despair. We will pull the shades, shutter the windows, and lock the doors. We will go to the darkest places you'll ever see.
Don't let them take you there.
My father was a physically violent, verbally abusive, binge-stricken alcoholic. My mother and I would often try to avoid the madness of his drunkenness by hiding in a bedroom or a hall closet. But he knew we were there. He would pound and pound and pound on the door until he passed out, or worse. He would open the door. I was poor.
I was sexually abused as a child, and things have never been right since then. I trust no one. I can't open up and share those feelings with anyone. I can't trust anyone anymore.
For me, it was war and all that come with that. The emotions to conceal so that I could do my job, so I could do the things I have to do to survive, to stay alive, and then to suppress those same emotions so I can come home to try and live a normal life. To sort that all out believe me, it's not an easy thing to do. Some of us don't survive, some of us don't succeed, and some of us appear to be quite okay. Don't be so sure as to what the outside shows. We've learned how to mask our pain, our despair.
If there was a tragic event in my life, I don't know about it. I'm not sure I would want to. Then, on the other hand, I would think that if there was something, I could just point to and say that's why, but there isn't. So for me, it's a chemical imbalance, short and sweet. Maybe not so short, and maybe not so sweet. That puts me in a place with all those in society who suffers from the many physical illnesses that there are no explanations or cures for.
I have a problem that no one sees. I need to break free.
Unbreakable chains, shackled, no way out.
I try to get loose.
It's no use.
No one comes.
Despair, despair. No one there. No one to help. You are alone.
I am alone in a sea of despair, hopeless that anyone will lift a hand to help me.
We are here, but you have to listen. You have to see. Don't give in to negativity.
Why ask for help? There is no help. You are wasting your time. Accept that you are weak, powerless.
Help? I don't want any help. I couldn't see my way clear, even if it was a helping hand was there.
That's right. That's right. We'll stay in the darkness of night.
Voices, voices, that's all I hear. All day long and every year. Telling me the worst kinds of things. Unspeakable things. And that constant murmuring that never goes away. Who did you think I was talking to anyway?
You're not good enough to be with them. You're not smart enough to be with them. You're too ugly to be with them. Stay with us. You belong to us.
Control? Control? They say I'm out of control. Look at me. Can't you see? I'm on top of the world. I can do no wrong. I wouldn't have it any other way. But someone's whispering.
There will be a price to pay.
So they say.
Why are we hiding?
Because it's safe here.
Safe from what? Safe from whom?
Safe from everything and everyone, including you.
Safe from those who would look at me and turn away. Safe from those who see a threat, a danger that really isn't there.
Safe from those who judge me for what I do and not even consider what I go through.
Or have been through.
And you who want us to go out and face the rejection that's waiting there.
And who is more dangerous here anyway? Is it me or is it you out there? We're safe here.
But it isn't really safe, is it? We know that, don't we? Some of you have been here before. Won't this take us places we really don't want to be? Left in a place of abject misery, causing us to do things we shouldn't do to relieve the pain we're going through.
Leave us alone. We don't need you here. Don't listen. Don't listen. There's nothing they can say to take the pain away.
We see no light, we see no future.
All we see is pain.
Fear.
Confusion.
There is light and there is hope. There is a future and you have a choice. As to what the future will be, there is hope.
I can't see my way clear. I can't seem to get there.
If light and hope exist, I can't see it. How can I reach a future I don't believe in? Help me believe.
How do we face fear?
If someone extends a hand, see it, accept it, take it. If someone offers a kind word, hear it, acknowledge it, believe it. First and foremost, believe in yourself. Be good to yourself. Believe that change is possible, sustainable. Capture all the good moments as brief as they may be. Hold on to them. Use them. You will see.
They are all liars and are trying only to poison your mind with the untruth of hope. Hope is a myth believed in by fools. Are you a fool? It is fleeting and only serves to let you down.
We've been listening to you for so long.
For years.
And what has it gotten you?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Trapped,
In fear,
In misery.
And shame.
spiraling downward.
no way out.
But there is a way out.
How?
You have two voices. You've only been listening to one. Listen to the voice that tells you those fears are not real, that misery doesn't have to be your fate. Listen to the voice that tells you to forgive yourself. That is, if there's really anything to forgive. And listen to the voice that tells you the past is just that, the past. It can't change. Live for now, and there will be no shame. There's only strength to be gained. Step forward, out of fear, pain, and loneliness. Step into the light of hope and courage.
Act 2, hope. Hope.
There he is again. I'm ready for a fight. I used to be intimidated by his look. At times, I hesitated against his might. Today, he is going down. I think he doesn't have a chance. I knew him in his heyday, and today he looks less than a man. I swing, and I pound him some more, left, right, left, until his image is no longer clear. This fight that I fought so many times before, me against the man in the mirror.
We can stand in the dark forever, or take a step towards the light.
Listen to us now, trust us, and take a chance.
It's too hard. You can't do it. Don't be fooled.
But I'm tired of this place.
I've been here too long.
I have to make a change.
I want to make a change.
I can make a change.
We will make a change.
Is it mine? Oh, I'm sorry. I found a group that accepted me. They have the same problems as I do. It's not easy, but I have to try. I need to get out of this dark place.
This won't last. You'll see. And
think
then where will you be?
I think you're wrong.
I found someone I could talk to. Someone who listens. Someone who cares.
Don't forget the hurt. Don't forget the pain. Don't forget the shame.
Yakety, yakety, yak. That's all you do. I've been listening to you for far too long.
Oh.
I've decided I need to stick with my medications for now. They give me the best chance to remain stable, so I can work on things I need and want to do.
They just want to poison your mind and body.
I want to get back a life without so much turmoil and pain. I believe I can.
You'll never succeed.
I want to reinvent myself, to create a new me, and see what that might be.
No matter how hard you try, you'll always stay the same. You'll never change. What is it you want anyway?
We want peace of mind.
Peace comes with hope and positive reflections of past events. Positive thoughts grows to push painful and negative thoughts away. Self-esteem grows.
But we've tried this.
And failed.
But we have to try again.
Or we'll definitely be lost in the darkness forever.
The time has come.
The day is here.
The moment's now.
It's also clear.
Very
The contrast between hope and despair is broadened by fear.
Unfounded fears.
I keep telling myself it won't change if I don't try.
I remember to ask myself, why?
That's right. And pause to try and think things through.
Remember that patience is a virtue. Take one step at a time.
I've spent many years listening to those voices reinforce negative. It won't be easy, and it won't be quick. You notice those negative thoughts? They're not so powerful. They're not so clear.
Yes, but they're not going anywhere.
Remember, they may always be there. They may never go away. And vigilance is what's needed to keep them at bay. Once hope touches your soul, good things will start to happen.
You start to change.
You start to believe again.
Or for the very first time.
You want to get better.
And you do what you have to do to stay well.
Recovery. Recovery. Recovery.
I have faced despair, yet I still survive. Stood toe to toe with death. Nevertheless, I'm still alive. Fighting to overcome circumstance, at times falling by the wayside. Recovery and triumph seem unreachable. Unaware, a broken spirit can strive. If the answers were clear to me, I would gladly share with the world. If the solutions were here to see, I would illuminate their every word. Do not lose hope. I know it's easier said than done. Do not ignore recovery. Remember, that battle can be won.
Explained a little bit what PRRC is to all of us. So I'm going to have David give you the 4 steps that all of us have been through or are going through. Each one of us have been through at least 1 or 2 of these phases, and some of us are in some of the other phases too. So David.
Yeah, and when I came to PRC, I was taught there's four stages of recovery, and it starts out with hope. Hope is the first stage. You get assigned a care coordinator, and then you set up your own individual recovery plan. And there's not necessarily any set days during these going from stage to stage. It just depends on you. The second stage is community integration. That's when you want to try and find something in the community that helps you, gets you out of the house and more integrated back into the community. Then there's the transition phase, which is a third phase, and that's usually when you're volunteered with something out, you're much more involved in your community. Your recovery's, it's going along. You're meeting your goals, and then the fourth stage is the graduation stage, known as alumni. And I haven't made it there yet, but I'm getting there. But those are the 4 stages, and like I say, there's no 90 days, and you go to this stage. It just depends on you and your recovery.
At the very beginning of our recovery, when we're in stage 1, we attend classes for 4 to 5 days a week from 9 o'clock in the morning till 2:15. We do get a lunch break in between. These classes are to give us tools. They're not a learning classroom type thing. They're there to help us and guide us. The facilitators give us the tools, we have to use them in our life. We have to accept them and use them for our own well-being. So, and then as we go through some of the phases, we go to 3 days a week, 2 days a week, and alumni come as they need to be. But PRC, whether you're alumni or in stage 1, we are just one large family with some great facilitators and a great administrator who helps us through all this. And no one has ever turned their back on any of us here. So with that said, if you have questions, we'll take them from the audience now. And you can direct them, and then I'll have somebody answer them for you. Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't have a question, but I want to tell you that we probably learned a lot from you, more so you can ever imagine, just by the last half hour.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We know there's questions out there. They're pondering.
How many veterans are in your program?
Actually, we're all vets except for the staff is mixed between vets and non-vets. But everyone in the program is a veteran. We have Sandy, who is 3 years old, and he is a ex-prisoner of war from World War II. We have Bill Allen, who stops in every now and then, and he's an ex-POW from Korea, and he's in his late 70s. And we have one gentleman that is 25. He just turned 25. We have, as you can see, a well-diversified. You know, we're not all in one age group, but we go from our 20s up to our 90s in the group. So yeah, and we have a very cultural background, as well as we allow the Marines to come with us. The Navy just comes sailing in when they need to. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. The 4 stages after the classes and all that, the second stage is the community, you know, start getting on to community projects and stuff. What kinds of community organizations or projects or whatever have you been getting involved with? Have some of the people started that found helpful?
Yeah, they make you go to the mall. Sandra?
I can answer that too.
She made me go to the mall.
I could answer that too.
Go ahead.
I just recently became an alumni. I finished all my stages, but since community integration, when I have a fear of big groups of people, and I started volunteering at a golf course that on Fridays the amputee vets go to play golf, and they do amazing things. And I also just recently got involved with Wounded Warrior Project, and I volunteer with them as well as participate in some of the activities. And I also got involved in Wounded Warrior Anglers, which is it's out of Fort Myers, and they take us out fishing. And there's a lot of organizations. Some people, they go to their churches and volunteer, and some people go to schools and volunteer. And excuse me, homeless shelters. Joe goes to the Trinity Cafe, and they feed the homeless. And some other guys here do that also.
Oh, you cover them all? Yeah. I don't want to take it. Yeah. Okay, let me put my hand behind you so I can move your head. Next question, ma'am, in the red.
Yeah, what do you have to do to qualify to be part of this group? Are you recommended to this group, or?
Well, our doctors recommend us to PRRC.
Okay.
And whatever of the programs that works for you, Frankie is music and drama. We have a singing choir group. David, you're in that, right?
I'm in that also.
Yeah, you're in the choir. We have cooking, that some get out and cook. We have ceramics. We're currently on a program that was funded for the arts. So this is part of our program for the arts. We've also filmed it for ourselves, and we're currently editing it for presentation to the VA staff. We actually, like we said, we get out here with you guys, and we also get out with the nursing students to maybe not fear them that we're not all like one flew over the cuckoo nest. But we actually,
Yes, we are.
if you ever hear the expression ARC, or that actually is the Acute Recovery Center, our one bird over the cuckoo nest. Okay, it's our recovery program at the very bottom. When we've actually hit bottom, and the only way is up, so they put us in the basement.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, you have to be a veteran and have some affiliation, get all your medical services from the Tampa VA. You have to be diagnosed with a specific mental illness. Some of us have, I have depression and anxiety. Some people might have schizophrenia, but you have to be diagnosed with some sort of mental illness. And then be referred by your primary care physician. So like you said, we're all veterans. Everybody who participates in this program are veterans that get services from the Tampa VA. And then like we out here, this is part of our community service,
Right.
our recovery stage, so we enjoy doing things like this. I mean,
Yes, ma'am, in the back.
Do you all have to have served during periods of
no matter.
war, conflicts, incidents, whatever they call them nowadays?
As long as you're honorably discharged veteran, you can.
Right. Some of us here are not, there's quite a few that have not served during a combat, nor, they've served during a wartime, but not in a combat zone.
But do you have to have served during?
No. Anytime during your service was honorable and you received an honorable discharge, then yes, you can come to the PRRC if you're recommended by your doctor. Yes, ma'am.
Are there other VA hospitals across the country that are doing this program?
That I'll have to refer to Rachel because I don't know all the programs. I only know the best one, which is what we're in.
Good answer.
It's a transitionary process in the VA. We were one of the first psychosocial rehab and recovery centers in the VA system. There were 12 original, and every major medical center in the VA now has to have a PRRC. So I think the last time we checked, there was something like, I don't know, 70 of them or something. But any large clinic or medical center that has a psychiatric population must have a PRRC.
Next question. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you mentioned there were 4 stages. And what's the entire length of the program?
It depends on the individual. It can be anywhere from as short as 6 months to as long as 20 years.
That's how hard you work.
It depends on how, it's your individual recovery program. Mine is different than Chris's, Frankie's, Kim's, Barbie Ann's. We're all different. So I work through one stage faster, but I may slow in another stage than somebody else. So it's all depends upon the individual. That's why we don't have they're called individual recovery plans. They're not Rachel or Sandra's plan for us. These are Joe's, Claudia's, Barbie Ann's, Don's, Chris's, David, and Kenny. They're all of them. So, next question. Yes, sir.
How would you describe or talk about the spiritual dimension of your recovery?
We actually have spirituality classes, and that is your choice to go. We do not talk about religions. We talk about your inner spirit of yourself. Whether, because we have people of various religious backgrounds, so that spirituality is there. And David can take that one from there. Spirituality, on our recovery in our spirituality class.
Yeah, we have there's one of the staff members named George. He runs a spirituality class, and that's basically the best time to talk about things that are spiritual to you. I personally am a religious person, but some people have their different beliefs. So I've attended this classes a few times, and that class is basically designed for you to talk about spiritual things, not necessarily just religious, but spiritual, something within you that helps you spiritually. Yeah, and because I believe in God and all that stuff, but other people have their own beliefs, and it's about the inner spirit and that power that helps you spiritually to overcome your problems and things like that.
Next question. Yes, sir.
So I sort of follow up on CL's question. What is the relationship that your group has to, say, the 12 steps in Alcoholics Anonymous? The language
There's
that's
none.
being used, none.
None.
Yeah, that was, no relationship there at all.
We used to have a social worker who came in and did the 12-step program, but we don't have that anymore. I don't know why.
Yes, ma'am.
How can churches or community groups support you?
Actually, you have to go through the volunteer services at the VA hospital. We don't have direct, our volunteers have to go through James Haley, and they're always looking for volunteers. But you don't have to just serve us. They're veterans, not all vets come to the VA Center, so there are vets at other centers if you want to find them and service them. It's doing the same as you're doing for us.
Can I just say one
Yeah.
thing? We have special projects going on all the time, and if you're looking for a way to contribute to this program, you just give me a call, and we can talk about the kind of things that you're interested in. And if we have to route you through volunteer service, we can do that. It's something where we can give receive a direct gift, and then we inform volunteer service so that you get, a contribution statement. So it can be worked either way. If you want to help, we'll find a way for you to help.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to follow up on your comment there about helping other veterans. We got started down this road. One of our members is involved with the VA, and we've been trying to fill out the concept of moral injury and how that works, and what we might be able to help people with that in some way. That's where part of where our social action committee is coming from. But in light of that, you mentioned helping other veterans. What thoughts were in your mind when you were talking about that?
Well, to be honest with you, I live in Lakeland, so I volunteer with my church and service the vets if they need it, or do all that. And that's just coming up in January for me. So I'll be working in Lakeland as well as visiting any of our parishioners that are here at James Haley. Yes, sir.
The VA is opening a new clinic in Lakeland geared towards mental deficiencies or problems. How does that tie in with your program?
The Lakeland Health Clinic is going to be bringing some of the James Haley services that are currently offered here, other than the PRRC, just to Lakeland. We have a big separate. What's that?
It'll be separate.
They are separate. We also have a center in Pasco County, and we have one in Hernando County. We have a Newport Richie, and then Bay Pines over in St. Petersburg, as well as the Orlando area. They're all part of the VA system. We just I choose to just come to Tampa because it offers all the programs I need here right now. And I'm not saying that they won't in the future, but having another PRRC way out there, I'm not sure I could answer that.
That's fine.
Any more questions? Yes, ma'am.
Through your performances, have you ever received less than positive reaction from the audience?
No.
No. No, I think you got that. That's it.
We gotta fight them all. Especially when we do this in front of the nurses.
Then we hold you back, Terry.
He's trying
I know.
Can I add a little bit to that?
Yeah.
Just to add a little bit to your question or your statement, a lot of the positives that we get, believe it or not, are from us being up here, being able to do it.
Oh, yeah.
The audience feedback is always good, but it's a big step for us to be able to come and just present it to you guys, good or bad, however it's received. We would hope it be received well, but I mean, it's part of our recovery. This is a big step for us to be able to, a lot of us to be able to do something like this.
2 years ago, I wouldn't have been up here I would not have left my house. I'd be watching football right now, which I'm missing. To do this, which is helping me to be a better person. And then I always have to blame Sandra, because she took me to the mall. She knew when I got out of the van to go in the mall, I'm saying, I got no way.
No, it was the walk.
And that was my first step. And then I joined this. I never thought I would do this.
Now you can't keep it quiet.
Now I don't stop talking anyway.
I know for myself, before, I always came to church here, as you all know, but you didn't see the other side of Barbie Ann. I would lock myself in my computer room, wouldn't communicate with anyone. I almost didn't want to take my dog out. That's how bad I was. Then my psychiatrist from the main VA said to me, why don't you try this program? I said, okay. First few days, okay. The commitment was 3 days a week. Second week, I said, I want to come 5 days a week. Because that's how beneficial it is to all veterans. I never performed in my life, but I did. I never sang in my life, but I'm in the choir. And it's all positive input that the staff and also the patients at PRRC are giving us.
Next question.
So, Kim's got a comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kim.
This program we just read came from somebody at PRRC. We didn't look at any book and get anybody else's stuff. This came from several people from PRRC, so this is our stuff. This is not no research or statistics. This is our stuff.
Yeah, and Chris Martin is the gentleman who wrote all the poems that he read. Those are all his. I guess that's why we have a Marine. He can write.
Renaissance man.
Any more questions? Don't be scared. We don't fight. We could, but we're on small leashes. Yes, sir?
We hear a lot about the limitations of services in the VA and the number of psychiatrists that are needed to keep up with the demand for services under just PTSD. How do you see that? Where does that affect you?
Well, we have the vets, the two types of people that work with us. The ones that really want to care, and then there's others. But from my personal, I'm can't really answer it because I've only had a good experience with the VA and a bad service with private. So I'm the poster child for failed private recovery and VA recovery story. I'm going to give that to Kim to go ahead and answer his question.
Well, for me being a female vet, it's getting better. It's not, it's still, when I get a letter in the mail saying, Mr. Sowers, Mr. Who? Or my cat, people ask me, well, who was in the service? Oh, I thought your husband was in the service. No. So, I mean, they're getting better about identifying females. I mean, but they still have a lot of work to do. But my personal experience with the VA, I wouldn't go anywhere else. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I wouldn't go anywhere else. My experience with the VA is 99.5% good.
Yeah. Your experience.
I've never had a problem with I even didn't have a problem getting a psychiatrist. I went and saw my primary care doctor, and 3 weeks later I was seeing a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And when I came down here to Tampa from Norfolk, Virginia, when I saw my primary care doctor, I went right to seeing a psychiatrist. They have a lot of full-time staff psychiatrists, but they also have a lot of USF
Yeah, like a 20, like residents.
residents doing it too.
David, do you want
She go
to? Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so you've all said that you've had good experiences through the VA. Would you have any advice about some people that I have spoken with, because I'm a veteran myself, but they said they feel thrown away by the VA.
Come back, it's a new VA. It's the VA of the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. They've changed and they've evolved. They're not the VA that you may think it is. But, yeah, go ahead, Frank.
I'm a combat vet, as I said before. When I first came, when I first got out of Fort Bragg, I was in a wheelchair, and I came to the VA over here, and right away, you know, they gave me all kinds of services. I was able to start walking again because they got the therapy pool, and I was getting frustrated with the. This was around 2006, 2007, and I was getting frustrated with the psychiatrist. But I stopped coming to the VA, and I started searching out of the VA for services, and I was getting them. They built a new clinic for post-deployment people, soldiers. I came back to see my primary care to refill my medications or whatever, and then they referred me to that clinic. And I started seeing Dr. Laurie, psychiatrist there, and he said, why don't you give the VA another chance, because everything is changing. And as soon as I gave the VA another chance, I saw a psychiatrist that quick. I went into the pain program. They have a pain program. I was on narcotics, and that program, they weaned me off of the narcotics, and you know, now I deal with my pain in other ways. And also, I go there for my appointments, and I realized that a lot of the troubles I was having in the past was my own having PTSD and all these anger issues. It was my own doing. You know, it was my own frustration with them. I wanted things done in a hurry, and I didn't have the patience for anything. And little by little, I realized that they're really trying to help me. And so far, I haven't had any problems with them.
I know everybody wonders, because we're going to this room, oh, you're going to be cured of PTSD. No, we're going to learn how to live with it. That's what we're going to do. We have a lot of good times in our life, but sometimes one of us will go down. And that's when everybody here notices that person and gives each other support. But we bounce back. That's what PRRC is doing for us.
Well, I know I can't speak for everybody, but as far as the idea of having a mental illness like me, has major depression, I think schizoaffective, something like that. But the problem that a lot, not just veterans face, but people with a mental illness in general face is a stigma. It's like an automatic label for this person's, they even gone to the past and changed the names of certain kind of illnesses to try and, I guess, you know, because it's like a label placed on somebody, you know, and sometimes when I would go to the private sectors, I would kind of see that a little bit, and they're, oh, he's just, he's off this, or he's, you know, you're out of your mind, you're just crazy, this, there, that. So, but unfortunately, I know I can't get rid of that totally, but there is a lot of that goes on. And but I personally, my experience with the VA and the people that I've worked with, I've got a great psychiatrist, and I haven't never really heard her say anything, you know, treat me that way. And it's really good to know, because it helps me open up more to that person, to that doctor, when I know that they're not going to automatically label me as this person. You know, they may, if they can see past that, they can be more helpful, and that helps a lot.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. I have a question for my audience. If you saw any of us in the mall or in the grocery store or at the movies, would you think we had a mental illness?
No.
So we have mental illnesses, but we deal with them like everybody else. We take our medication. You wouldn't know that unless we told you, right? But we still get, if we doing something crazy, like you look in the news, somebody robbed a bank or something, oh, they crazy, they off their medication. We all don't act like that. They're schizophrenic. Everybody does it. They just criminal. You know, we get tired of so wrongly with the media and everything that people who do crimes, they're mentally ill. And let's go out there robbing people or raping people or throwing babies out the windows. You would never know unless, like right now. When we leave this parking lot and if I see one of y'all in the mall, you wouldn't know me from Adam. But, you know, we're out here sharing with you people, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation.
I'm the pastor, Pastor Bernice, and I want to say on behalf of all of us, there are many veterans here who are members of our congregation. If you're a veteran, kind of wave your hand, so you know that there are people here who know what you're talking about. So I want to thank you on behalf of our congregation. Thank you for your service. Thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone and coming and sharing. Thank you, Barbie Ann, for being a member of our congregation. We're very proud of you. We're very proud of all of you, and we hope that you feel that this is a safe place. Know that you're always welcome here. If there are things that we can do as a congregation to support you, know that you can count on us. We pray for you this morning.
Thank you.
And we pray for you every Sunday as we name the veterans who don't come home. Every Sunday we name those who don't come home, and we pray for their families. So know that you are surrounded by our prayers and our concern for you. And we just want to thank you for coming today and for sharing who you are.
I pray for you.
I just want to say one thing. Wherever you are in life's journey, you are welcome here.